we've talked a lot about how rough the second half of back-to-backs have been, so just for these guys to grind this one out and get a win, how big was that?
Yeah, it's big. I think, I thought, I told you this before, I thought our process in the very last one was better than the score would have indicated. Not perfect, but better than the score maybe would have indicated. I thought tonight, I didn't love our start in the first. But I thought fundamentally we defended a little bit better, and so you kind of keep yourself in the game and kind of allowed us to get our legs. And I thought as the game went along, our legs we got better and better and better as the game went along. I thought obviously our third was our best, so it's good for our guys. We thought we had more in us even going into the third, and that kind of played out to be true. And we pushed hard, and I thought we deserved the 2 points.
Bertuzzi said that you guys came in for a meeting this morning. Was that a change in routine from previous back-to-backs?
We'd done it, the game against Detroit was similar, not for a 6, I think that game was 7 or 7:30. But we talked about what the best, the last time, what was it, Pitt, we did not come in. We got home early enough last night, we just felt like, let's get them up, let's kind of get that routine going. So you're always searching for the best answer, doesn't always mean it's because of that, but we wanted to make sure, especially we've got a lot of young players, make sure we put them in keep them kind of in that routine. And we were able to not get rid of, but at least kind of get one meeting out of the way from a power play perspective and also have another meeting from a 5-on-5 group. So I think that's important.
What's impressed you from this last week, which is bouncing back from that Pittsburgh game?
Yeah, I think, I thought, like I said, I thought we played a little better in the Pittsburgh game than the score would have indicated. But I think, we've done a really good job of just playing pretty solid hockey, taking what's available to us, not forcing a bunch of stuff, attacking when we can attack and not attacking when we don't have the opportunity to, and just kind of trying to grind. And that there's a maturity in that, and we haven't been perfect at it, but there's a maturity in that. I go back to the Henrik Zetterberg quote he told me a long time ago. It's okay with nothing happening on your shift sometimes. It's okay to kind of play even sometimes. And I think when you do that, you keep yourself in games, and then you find ways to win. But I've been really impressed with just the mental. The Pittsburgh's a tough score, and mentally we just seem to kind of be able to learn from the day before and move on to the next day.
Scott, I think you've only had 3 penalties in the past 3 games, and they've all been wins. Has that been something you emphasize with the team playing cleaner hockey?
We have talked about that for a long time and haven't always done a good job of it, so I can't take credit for the fact that we've done that. I think sometimes games take kind of a life of their own, and the standard within each game is always obviously just going to be a little bit different. But I do think it's something we've talked about from day one. We at the early part of the year we took too many penalties, and we want to stay away from those penalties that are avoidable. And and actually we talked about it a few nights ago, just stay away from all those avoidable penalties. Don't no hooks, no holes, no stuff like that. So ultimately we're confident in our penalty kill, but you don't want to put yourself in a penalty kill a bunch.
Talked about momentum within a game before the game here. Is this a good example of it carrying your way?
Yeah, I think and I thought as that kind of game went along, I thought after they scored, we did a pretty good job of not letting the momentum get away from us in the second, and then I thought we did a really good job as the second went along and starting to take the momentum back and then build that into the third.
Scott asked you before the game about Jason Dickinson, and you got a pretty steady diet of Mitch Marner's line tonight. I mean, in a 1-goal game, how important is it to have a really true shutdown line against a player of that caliber and the guys he's skating with?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Dickie and Mickey and Dono have done a good job. Dickie, they take great pride in it. Ultimately, I think when they're at their best, they aren't even defending. They're kind of playing in the O-zone, but they do take a lot of pride in it, and it's a super important thing. And you have to be able to check in this league to win. And those guys check. They do a good job of checking. It's a good lesson throughout. I would also say though that where we're at with our schedule, probably with missing Frankie and Connor. We have to be a 4-line team, and so I think that some of that I haven't as much as they've got a steady diet of it. Other guys had to take some of those shifts as well, and kind of spread it a little bit throughout the team.
With Bertuzzi, obviously the scoring's been there consistently, but it seems like he's very emotionally invested all the time. Like he's really going 110% always. I know you're a big fan of him. Have you seen that in his game?
Yeah, I have, but I think that's a pretty normal thing for him from the times I've coached him. He's always been a guy who kind of draws you into the fight a little bit, just because of how just the passion with which he plays, and you can see that passion. There's not a fake bone in Tyler's body, so you see that passion is on display, and I think our guys feed off that, and he's done an excellent job. He's played with that passion, but yet played in control. He's managed making a play and living another day. He's let us being hard around the net. I think he's done an excellent job, and he deserves the start that he's had. But I also, and he knows this, we have a lot of games left, and he'll continue. Goals come and go. The process of how you play needs to maintain, and I think he's done a good job of maintaining that.
It's 100 career games for Soderblom tonight. What has been your assessment of him this season? He had a good game tonight.
He did, and he went through a little bit of a rough stretch where it wasn't kind of going his way. He got probably, and that was probably our team's fault to start. He played the Buffalo game where we just weren't ready at all, and they left him in for those, and it probably, it took away from his confidence a little bit. And he's had to grind his way back up, and I think he's done a really good job. I thought he did a good job tonight. He obviously did a really good job in Dallas. It just speaks to his mental toughness and how important that mental toughness is, especially at that position. And he's a really, really even-keeled person, and I think it's a position which it's important to be even-keeled.
We've talked about second half of back-to-backs have been tough on you guys, and just how nice to gut this one out and get this one tonight.
Yeah, we really talked about this one, just another back-to-back that obviously we haven't been good on, and it was a lot of long travel last night, but we came to the rink in the morning, had a meeting, and kind of prepared a little bit different, and obviously it worked.
How good have you been feeling about your game all year?
I've been feeling good, yeah. I mean, I'm just sticking with the program, just staying even keel, and going out and working hard every day.
How are you feeling during the challenge?
A little worried. Usually offside, the percentage is pretty good that it's usually offside. I'm guessing they just did it just because that was the last hope. So, yeah.
You and Bertuzzi had really good chemistry. Kind of didn't matter who's between the two of you. What about his game works so well with yours?
Yeah, I mean, he just creates so much space for himself, and if he can find holes and in soft areas, he's going to find you. He's a really good playmaker. He's found me so many times. 2 home games ago, I think I had like eight chances, and it's all because of him, and he's so shifty and sees the game so well.
You're up to 10th in the league in goals now. Does it have meaning to see yourself in that company?
I mean, yeah, it's obviously cool, but I'm just going to stay even keel because in the past, and actually almost every year, I go through a 15-game skid or 10-game skid, so I'm just staying even keel, stick with the program.
4 in the last 6, and we've gone to overtime. What's impressed you about you guys playing this stretch here and keeping games just only 2 shots from goal? You guys allowed in the third tonight.
Yeah, our third was really good tonight too. Obviously going down 1 in the third and being able to tie it. And earlier in the year we weren't winning these overtime and shootouts, and that's kind of been the difference lately. And that extra point, they add up.
The pass from McHale on the winner, you were hoping that comes to you a little faster?
I gotta go watch. I blacked out. So yeah, he on the 2-on-1. Obviously, he looked for me, hit the post, and I know he was gonna look for me.
The second night of back-to-backs has been a challenge for this team this season. What did you guys do differently to have the effort tonight?
Probably just more mindset, just digging in, and everyone would give a day off tomorrow to give it their all and not save it, and just mentally prepare different.
It seems like you have easy win.
Yeah, they came out hard. They had some good chances early there, and then I think we played good, so we made it hard for them to create stuff. I think we were defending good. We were blocking shots, taking away situations. So yeah, I think it was we that played good and made it hard for them to create stuff.
You mentioned working on your breakaway defense, and you saved another breakaway today. You feel like that's continuing to pay off?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, 3-1 goal there, and it's a different game. So those saves can be the deciding factor in a game. So to be able to come up with that in that situation felt really good, and it's something I want to keep improving.
How valuable is Tyler to you guys this season?
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome. He leads the team both on the ice and off the ice. He's a great teammate as well. So we're fortunate to have him. He's real good around the net, and he works hard all over the ice. So I think he's one of a kind, and we're really happy to have him.
from your perspective, what do you see defensively? You guys are limiting the chances.
Yeah, I think it's just being smart, being hard, being on the right side, taking away sticks, being close to them, not giving them any space. And I think it all starts with the mindset. We're competing. We're not waiting for anything. I think we're proactive, and we're making it hard for them. So yeah, it's a big difference when we're playing like that.
What do you do as a goaltender to kind of prepare, knowing the team in front of you is on the second half of the back-to-back, and you didn't play the night before?
Yeah, I mean, just to be ready from the get-go, I think is a huge thing. Usually, when you're coming off a back-to-back, maybe it takes a minute or two for the team to get into the game. So really be ready for a big chance right away, and I think they had one there today and they made the save. So that was the key in the game as well.
Was there any extra motivation from the team today to get a win today, get a streak going for the first time in a while?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough coming off a back-to-back like that, and we haven't been great at it this year. So we talked before that we were going to compete and we were going to give all we had, and I think we did. So keeping the streak going feels great.